Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live tonight on Facebook. And you might be wondering why we are here. This is because today is the launch of 24HRPO's official podcast. And this is On Board, where we tackle everything or every topic about recruiting life and, just life in general, right? So I'm your host, Joey Navarro, and again, I'd like to officially welcome everyone to the HRPO or 24HRPO podcast. Now, you might be wondering why this podcast is called On Board. Well, we all know that on board can mean a lot of things, right? Well, on board means that you are with us or you're joining us, right? You are on board with us. And at the same time, if you are working in the RPO industry or in the human resource industry, right? You know that onboarding means that you are actually helping your candidate to, technically I forgot the term. Well, to have their requirements filled up, at least to have their jobs started as soon as possible. Right now, I know you're all excited about this, and actually a lot of viewers right now who are tuned in. Thank you very much. Please do like and share our video to let everyone know that we are already live. And joining me today are four colleagues to share their thoughts about the topic on board. Now, you might be thinking, what is our first topic? Well, we are actually in the new normal, or in the era of the new normal. So, I guess the best way to say this is that working from home is now somewhat part of corporate life. And that's why this is the first topic, or the topic that we have decided to discuss with my colleagues on board tonight, and they are going to introduce themselves. There we go. Hey guys, please do introduce yourselves. Let's try starting with the age, shall we? So let's start with the youngest. Yeah, who's the youngest? Let's see. Cardell. There you go. Yes, so introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi, I'm Cardell and I'm a recruiter. Um, the industries that I've handled so far are mostly healthcare and light industrial, and I've been with 24HRPO for a year and 8 months now. So that's all.
All right, that's good to hear. Next, who's the youngest, or who's older than Cardell?
Think that's gonna be me.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, hi guys. I'm Vladimir. I'm a recruiter, and I forgot. Sorry, but
They're nervous. They're nervous.
oh, first time, so bear with us. But we'll do our best. So I'm actually working on engineering, and right now we're focusing on IT. I've been with 24. I just turned 3 years, like not so long ago, with 24.
Nice.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
There you go. We have.
And I look forward to work more.
We have Cardell and Vlad next.
Hi everyone. My name is Princess De La Cruz. So I'm working as a senior technical recruiter, and I've been with the industry for 4 years now, and been working with 24HRPO for 3 years and 4 months. And I've been working with various industries, but mostly focusing on healthcare. And though I do have background in engineering and light industrial, so yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Princess. And last but definitely not the least,
Hello guys. My name is Byron Ang. I'm the head of business development and client relations for 24 HRPO. I did a couple of years recruiting too back then, many moons ago. I've been in the industry, well, at least RPO, for 11 years now. So there you go.
All right, there you go. These are our four panelists for today. We will be discussing, like I mentioned, working from home, and you can actually join us by typing in your comments or questions on our comment section. It is open for your questions and thoughts about the current topic on board. All right, and later on we'll actually have a segment where we take questions from our audience, and we'll have that in a short while. Now, I guess my first question is, how did you guys adjust to the work from home environment? As you know, most of us, if not some of us, actually never had a work from home experience. I mean, personally, for me, I never had any experience working from home before, like as in never. So it was kind of tough for me to adjust. Well, mentally, I had a struggle, but physically, it's much easier for me because especially this time of the year. I mean, we have, or all of us are connected to the internet, and all you need is an internet connection, and you should be good to go. Now, mentally, that's where the challenge is, right? I mean, especially for me, who's been working in the office for like a decade. I'm so used to working in an office setting, so really mentally it is a tough challenge because there are a lot of distractions, right? And at the same time, there are a lot of things that might hinder you to work effectively. So I'd like to know how you adjusted to your work from home setting. Let's start with the youngest again, Cardell.
So, actually, this is my first job as well. So, of course, this is my first time working from home. Honestly, I had a hard time adjusting because we didn't really expect this to happen. Any of this, it was all a surprise. So no one was prepared for it. So everything was a bit rushed. But I gave it a few weeks. I researched about it, and I found a few tips online, and I tried to apply it, and I worked around my schedule. I set up my calendar. I don't really do that, but I did, even though I'm working from home.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think I'm coping well enough right now, given that it's been a few months.
Mhm.
But now I'm just enjoying it because, as you said, it's a bit easier for us right now, given the internet connection, and there's less travel for everyone, and also
Mhm.
we get to save a lot of money. So I'm just trying to look at the positive side of things.
Well,
So
that's
that's all.
yeah. Well, that's really good to hear. I can relate to that actually because travel time is really tough for me since I actually work. I actually live outside the metro, and it takes me a few hours to go to the office. So we'll talk more about that in a short while. I'd like to hear the others. Byron, how about you? How did you adjust to your work from home setup?
I'll guess I respond to that in a sense more. I mean, touching more on the infrastructure type.
Mhm.
So I guess the first thing that I worked on was basically on the technology, of course. One of which was upgrading my current. I don't know what's the technical term, but basically increasing my Mbps.
Mhm.
Working it out with our ISP. Since I'm in the marketing and business development side of the business, I want to make sure that when I connect to our clients and our prospects, the lines are clear, the videos are doing good, and the VoIP or voice over IPs. Basically, our phones, are working as if we're in the office. So I invested immediately on technology.
Mhm.
On the hardware part, obviously I had to purchase some new chairs, new tables, to make it comfortable. On something similar to what Cardell has mentioned, as far as on about your physicality, and probably in your case, you mentioned something about mental preparedness. It was a struggle too. I'd like to think that I'm pretty old school when it comes to working. So like you, I'm used to traveling, I'm used to driving, I'm used to the edge of traffic every day. I never thought that I'd miss that, in a sense. My body somewhat was looking for that. So I had to make sure that I do some physical activities at home.
Mhm.
So that's another preparation. Emotion or mentally speaking, you just have to talk to your peers, to your supervisors, to your boss, to your mentors, to make sure that you refresh your way of thinking, or your insight. Because if not, I think you'd lose your sanity,
Mhm.
especially if you're someone who's used to going outside. So
Yep.
there you go. I prepared on the technology, on my well-being, of course, and stuff that I work with at home. I'm talking about the tables and chairs.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I've a few points on what Byron mentioned. Mental preparedness is really important, especially now that all of us or most of us are working from home. It really sounds easier than it sounds easier than done, right? I mean, you might think that work from home is just bringing your work at home, but really in reality it's not that. It's really different, especially if you're having problems like compartmentalizing, or having to separate your work from your personal life. I mean, that's something that you'll struggle initially, but if you are prepared mentally, I'm pretty sure that you can move forward with your current situation. Now, Vlad, what are your thoughts?
Ditto with everything, but I actually had a challenge, to be honest with you,
Mhm.
with everyone, and I don't actually like the work from home setup at first. Like, this is my first time doing work from home setup, and it's not something that I'm used to, and I'm not happy about, because at first my thinking is I don't like bringing my work at home. So when I go home, I want to be stress free.
Mhm.
Just thinking about family, friends. Just chill out. But we can't really blame what's happening with the world. But we have to adjust. So we have to adapt, be flexible.
Mhm.
It was really a challenge. I know my peers, my team, had a challenge with me at first, but eventually it came to my senses. Now you really have to have someone or your team to talk to and be comfortable with, because you're gonna lose your sanity eventually if you're just gonna keep it all to yourself.
Mhm.
It's really difficult. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. So just based on my experience, so
Mhm.
um, everything right now, everything is going smoothly
Mhm.
as of now. Um, you know, the infrastructure, everything, I adjusted to it. Thank you for
Mhm.
providing the equipment that I need to work with. So um, also the table and everything, I have to adjust everything. It's all good. Right now, I'm actually happy to where I'm at. Less commute, to be honest,
Mhm.
the hassle, the stress, the dirt on your face while commuting. I'm a commuter. I take the bus. So um, right now it's actually very well prepared. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
That's for me for now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I agree. I agree. Same thing with what Vyron mentioned regarding the preparedness, especially mentally. It's really tough. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. It's really tough, especially if you're adjusting, or if it's your first time doing this. Working from home. Now, you might be wondering why I am asking Princess as the last person, mainly because she actually had a bit of experience working from home in the past. So, Princess, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, for this time, it's a big. I mean, it's not that big difference for me though, because I had experience before. The difference is that before I was the one who needs to get all the equipments that I needed
Hmm.
so that I could work, and then now 24 HRPO provided those equipments for me.
Hmm.
And the difference is that before, most of my friends and my family members are working outside, so I'm
Hmm.
just the one who's working at home. So if it's going to be Saturdays or Sundays, it's going to be their rest day. They wanted to just stay at home. Me, I'm working Mondays to Friday at home, so I wanted to go out Saturdays and Sundays.
Hmm.
So they don't understand the feeling that I wanted to go out as well, because I'm just working here at my office space, and then I'm just seeing just myself in the mirror, and then just the four corners of my room. That's it. So it kind of lonely before rather than today,
Hmm.
because today I know that a lot of people are home now. And also mentally, yes, it's kind of challenging too,
Hmm.
but it's much lesser than this time around,
Hmm.
because before, not a lot of people can understand my feeling when I'm working at home alone,
Hmm.
and now I know a lot of people can relate.
Hmm.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
it's a tie now, guys.
yeah, it's really a tough adjustment, especially for those who are or who has an outgoing personality, right? You always want to see people. You long to see people. You want to communicate with them personally, and for an outgoing person such as me and such as Princess and Vlad, and I'm not sure with Cardell, and well, I'm sure Viron is an outgoing person, but yeah, for those type of people, you really long for connection or for communication, and that's why it's a tough adjustment for most of us on this work from home setup. Now, we've already had like a run through of that this topic or this next topic, but what do you think are the pros and cons or the advantages of this and disadvantages of working from home? Anyone can take this question.
Well, I'll go first.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Well, well, if it's gonna be a work from home setup, definitely, it can save you a lot of money
Mhm.
as well. For the commute, it's gonna be a zero commute.
Mhm.
So we know that rather than waking up early just to prepare going to the office, here, if you'll be working from home, definitely the time that you'll be spending arranging your stuff and things to go to work, it can be given for you to I mean to save a lot of um time for sleep,
Mhm.
for rest.
Mhm.
However, the cons as well is that mostly the alone time,
Mhm.
because me know guys that I'm more on the people side, so I love dealing with
Hanging
other
out.
people,
Mhm.
and yeah, hanging out with friends. So right now, since we're working from home, also I miss working at the office,
Mhm.
because usually if you're like stressed in work, there are times that you just need to touch with your colleagues, and then you can have your breaks
Mhm.
to breathe. But of course, this time, if there would be some obstacles or some challenges that you're encountering to your work,
Mhm.
definitely you just have to adjust by yourself
Mhm.
alone.
Mhm.
And and also, I think that's for me right for
Mhm.
now. Yeah,
Well,
I think
um,
other people can share.
we actually share the same thoughts. I mean, like I mentioned, I live outside the metro, and my travel time going back and forth to the office takes like 4 hours. 2 hours going to the office, 2 hours going home. Not to mention 1 hour preparation before I go to work, so that's 5 hours of additional time for instead of doing something else, right? So it's really an advantage for me to have this work from home setup, and like Princess mentioned, it saves you time, it saves you money. I mean, I have a lot of time right now. I even though it doesn't show, I actually have time working out now, right? Even though there's no result yet, but yeah, that's something that I was not able to do when we were still back in the office. Though the biggest disadvantage for me, as I mentioned earlier, is that I long for people, and I love hanging out, and that's really something that makes me sad, because it's something that you long for, really, and quite frankly, I miss the people in the office, even though even those people who I really am not close with. I mean, I just miss seeing them, in the office.
We miss you
And
too, Joey. We
yeah,
miss you too.
thank you. So there you go. It's something that, especially when we do the huddle, like I'm really used to people cheering or whatnot, clapping, but it's a tough adjustment. But like you said, it's something that we should get used to, because this is the new normal, right? So yeah, Cardell, thoughts? Pros and
Um,
cons?
Sure. For me, a pro that I actually had during the work from home is I got to know myself better and how I work. Because, as I said, this is like my first job ever, so I'm constantly between like, how do I work? How do I thrive? And for a while, I was doing well in the office, and then we were put into the work from home scenario. So I really had to do my best to find out what works for me. So I think that's a pro of the work from home um, setup, that I actually did and took the time to find out more about how I work. And I guess a con is like yours as well. I really miss my friends. I'm sorry. I really miss my friends, and just the little things like buying food from McDo or 7-Eleven. I
Mhm.
really miss the little things. And also like getting coffee downstairs.
Uh-huh.
It was fun before, and now I'm just getting coffee by myself, and it's not the same.
Uh-huh.
So the little things.
All right. Well, maybe that's an advantage. One thing that you mentioned is grabbing food from fast food chains. I think that's an advantage for some, especially for those who are trying to get healthy, right? So I'd count that as an advantage. Byron.
Personally, I guess pros and cons. I'll start with the pros. It's more on work-life balance, I guess. Similar to you, I spend somewhere around 4 to 5 hours back and forth, and that's every day of your life. Being invested in traffic, and I don't think that's productive. So I was able to get that back throughout, these past 4 or 5 months of working from home. So
Mhm.
for me, that's the biggest pro, really. You get to squeeze out more, more out of the life. So that's good. Cons would be, well, I get things done a lot faster when I'm in the office. I'm working with different divisions. Unlike now, if I need something or if I'm waiting for something, I literally have to wait, because it's all about emailing, e-messages, and to a certain extent, I don't think that's efficient. That's the most efficient way of running a business. Actually, that's more of a other than a personal stuff. I'd like to reiterate that, especially for business owners
Mhm.
or clientels in the RPO and staffing business. It can be a drag down or a drag, working from home at times. Eventually, I think it would be addressed by new technologies. But as it is now, for me, the biggest cons would be the lag or slowdown from working away with each other and just relying purely
Mhm.
on technology as far as communication.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, those are my pros and cons.
Yes, I guess we haven't really had the opportunity to adjust yet when it comes to that, especially with the
Yeah,
communications. Even though we
of course.
communicate through the internet, I mean, communicating personally is really important because it gives you a lot, like say your body language, your
Of course.
things like that, and
Yeah.
it's really important, especially in communication, because just the body language alone will know or would know or would give away what the emotion is. I mean, what the emotional attachment is with the topic, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And obviously, on the other hand, if it's just purely e-messaging or emailing, I mean, it's also open. So that process is so open to misinterpretations from
Mhm.
both receiving and the receiving end or send the sender. So another cons maybe. And then just to tie it up with what you said, I agree that I think the vast majority of the workforce and even the industry, whichever industry you are, has yet to master have yet to master this new normal of working from home. But I would like to think that we're very much lucky that this happened during this era. Had this
Mhm.
happened 15 years ago, I could just imagine that we're in a much bitter state.
Yep.
So those are my thoughts, pros and cons.
Yeah. If this
And it's
happened
gonna be a
15 years,
big
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, aside from that, since if you'll be working from home, a lot of self discipline is really a must.
Mhm.
You
Agreed.
know,
Mhm.
yeah, because focusing, if like the normal thing that we go on the work, so you know what's your focus on, but definitely having the environment working at home,
Mhm.
it's a different. So you really need to have a lot of self discipline for you to be motivated, because
Yep.
a lot of people might be working from home right now, might be feeling this that they kind of distracted, or they kind of demotivated because the environment is different
Mhm.
Mhm.
from the one that they had before. So yeah, a really lot of self discipline is really a must, if you'll be working from home.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
uh, correct.
it.
And I'd just like to point out what Byron mentioned 15 years ago. Can you imagine yourself receiving an email on your 3310 cell phone? Right? It's just not gonna happen, right? Not gonna happen at all. Vlad.
Hey, pros and cons. I totally agree with says. Sorry. Um, Here I actually discovered on how to enforce myself with discipline, proper discipline, and the responsibility, the sense of responsibility, to attend work itself, without any supervision. Like before, like when you work at the office, like I just look to my left or look to my back, like, hey, I need help with something. So
Mhm.
I get the chance to, you know, be properly supervised,
Mhm.
not be distracted. Also, the pros is that I get to balance my workout time. So that's something that I really am happy about. Like before, when traveling, it's really hassle, a big hassle. Like traveling, like I have to go home. Already draggy, so dirty. Like I want to take a bath and rest. But and also I learned like get my discipline on point.
Mhm.
So I had to finish my workout routine, even though I'm already dying at some point coming from work. But it's it's amazing. I mean, it's really refreshing.
Mhm.
Cons is like I miss my colleagues. I miss my friends. I miss the people in the office. Like I miss the fresh air. Like when you enter the office or the workspace, like the aircon, nice. This is good. Whew. It's really hot outside, and then once you sit on your desk, like ah, this is my comfort zone. I'm good. Let me just grab my coffee. Everything's all good. I mean, I'm happy uh, with that setup. But the cons is I miss working at an actual office.
Mhm.
Missing my friends, colleagues, everyone. Joey, I miss how you bring out the huddle. Everyone always cheers.
Yep.
But nowadays, everyone's on mute. Like, we should change that, man. We should change that.
Yep. Yep.
Everyone listening.
I agree. I agree. I mean, we have to change the culture, right? That's why we started the dress up initiative when we had our huddle last Monday, right? Just to make sure you feel confident about yourself, right? It actually boosts your morale or the morale when you see everyone dressing up, right? And it really helps a lot for the people who longs to be in the office. It's not the office, but it still feels like you're in the office because you're wearing your power dress, so to speak, right? So I guess in that way, or in that little way, we would feel the same way as we do when we were in the office, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
So right now we'll go ahead and check our comment section, see if we have questions or reactions. Haven't checked it yet though. Let's see. Guys, if you have any questions, make sure to put it on the comment section on the live feed. I'll just read a few comments, I guess. Sir Vi, highlight your diet. There you go.
Do I have to answer that now?
Because working out was actually brought up. So
Sure.
as you can see, I've been working out.
Yeah,
But,
despite that you're having an easy access for your food boss.
I'm not sure if that's a pro or con. Having easy access to your food, but how? What do you think, Mike?
Oh, diet? Sure. For me, diet. I went on straight keto for. I'm still
Wow.
on keto diet now.
Mhm.
It's actually a new lifestyle. I learned something about a paleo diet. So it's a combination of keto, paleo, and intermittent fasting. And obviously, I do my own calisthenic workout regimes at home, at least every 1 hour every day. Been doing it for the past 7 months now. I lost
Very
35 pounds.
Great,
Very
great,
nice.
great. That's great. That's great. We actually have a question here. What adjustments have you made with the transition from office to home working environment? I guess we've had that as our first topic earlier, but most of us actually, we actually had a few challenges, but for me, the adjustment that I did was more on mental preparedness, like I mentioned earlier, because that's a challenge. I do have the equipment. I do have my own workstation that I can use. So the physical transition was easy, but the mental preparedness, that was tough. What did I do? I make sure to keep focused on the task on hand. I think that's the best way to adjust, and at the same time manage your time, right? Because we actually forget that, especially when we started working from home, we forget that we just need to work 9 hours. You still have your personal time, or personal time is still important. So you have to make sure you manage your time properly. How about you guys? Thoughts?
Well, for the working from home adjustment, I mean, having the space of here, and
Mhm.
also like having a talk with your family, because a lot of distractions might happen if you'll be working from home.
Mhm.
So the idea of having or letting them know, because on my end, I usually have on my door at my room, I usually have the time there. Like I'll be working like from 10 to 7.
Mhm.
So no one need to no distraction at all.
Mhm.
So they know that. So if it's gonna be like quarter to 10, they know that I'll be going up and I'll be
Mhm.
preparing for myself, and I'll be preparing my office setup here. So they know. That's one. And then also prior, like before I end my shift, I usually have it at the back of my mind, what's gonna be my plan for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually focus on that,
Mm-hmm.
and then from the time that I'm gonna log back in, I'm gonna log in. So I'm gonna do whatever task that I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then continuous communication, of course, with those managers or seniors or with your colleagues as well. Since
Mm-hmm.
having communication working from home as difference from working from home to office, because in the office you can easily touch or you can easily just call out your friends or colleagues to ask for a question.
Mhm.
Having the working from home setup, it's gonna be hard. Let's say you have an on the spot question, you need you need to wait for their response. So
Mhm.
it's so long that you're just gonna stay focused on what's gonna be your objective or goals for the day. Definitely, I think that's not gonna be a big difference
Mhm.
for an adjustment between like work from home and office setup. So long that you have the self discipline at all.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
that is actually related to the next question that I'll be reading. How important it is, or is it, to stay connected with your office friends in between shifts? So, how important is it? Anyone would like to take that question? How important is it to take or stay connected with your office friends between shifts? Because before we usually hang out, right? I mean, after shift, you can go ahead and hang out, grab a few cold ones, across the street, right?
Mhm.
So, but now it's different, with your friends in the office. How do you maintain your communication with them, and how important is it to do that?
Um, for us, with my group of friends, we actually talk a lot,
Mhm.
even for example, through Skype, or when we're off, we go through Messenger. We sometimes have video calls because I think that it alleviates my stress a bit, knowing that I have someone that I can talk to and who
Mhm.
can relate to what I'm feeling. So we just do it like the old times, and even though we can't drink together, eat together, I still feel like they're with me because we just
Mhm.
constantly talk.
Mhm. Well, that's good. That's good. Others?
Yeah, I think for me, through a group messages, we usually send out memes.
Memes.
Just for just to lighten up if it's gonna be if it's kind of
Gloomy.
stressful.
Yep.
They so at least like the
Mhm.
usual
Mhm.
chats like I mean nothing else. It's just through virtual for
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys taken lunch together with with your team? Have you tried
Yeah,
that?
we did.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah, we
good.
did.
So, what happened?
Sharing what type of foods, and
Uh-huh.
then we do have some funny jokes that who's like a rich kid, because if you have a bacon on your plate,
So
then
you're judging
is just a
you're judging by
bread.
the food on their plate, right?
No, it's just that's just the normal
Uh-huh.
that's just the normal
Mhm.
joke
Mhm.
times
I
with
understand. I
colleagues. So
understand.
nothing personal at all.
Of course, of course. All right. I think that's the last question that we have. Again, for you guys who are on our comment section, and for you guys who are watching right now, please do leave a comment. The comment section is open for your questions and topics that you want to suggest for our next episode. We will be doing this weekly. So help us not run out of topics, please. Right? So do recommend topics that we can discuss, so that we can prepare a podcast for your chosen topic. Right? So that being said, what is your ideal or your dream work from home setup? What is your ideal and your dream work from home setup? Let me start with this one, because my ideal work from home setup really is that I have,
Mhm.
well, I currently have my own room. I use as an office, right? But I really wanted it to feel more like I'm really in the office, because as of right now, I still can feel that this is just a room, plain room that I use. Though I've added some office essentials like whiteboard or pens and whatnot. I still think that it lacks something. An office mate, perhaps. I don't know. Someone who I can work with here in the same room. But kidding aside, I'm not sure yet what's missing. Though when it comes to equipment, I think I have everything that I need, especially in my line of work, right? But I guess if given the opportunity, I would like to upgrade my computer so that I can do more, or I can do more stuff actually, aside from doing Photoshop and other things. So I guess that's my dream. I mean, to have an upgraded computer, personal computer that I can use. How about you guys?
Hmm. Me, I just move in from this house, so as you can see at my background, it's just so empty. But I'm planning to have more more paintings,
Uh huh.
more in the abstract paintings, as I feel relaxed if it's gonna be an abstract painting. So I'm planning to, you know, put it on the wall
Mhm.
like that. And then for the office setup, I do have here a space here. I do have a space here, so I think like to have a coffee
Mhm.
stuff beside me.
Coffee maker,
It's just
perhaps.
my dream. Yeah, coffee maker. Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna
And
have a
then
raffle on our online Christmas party. I'm not
Oh.
oh, that's good. Yeah, and then more a lot of foods here on my side,
Mhm,
so I
mhm.
don't want, so I don't need to go down
A fridge,
downstairs and
perhaps.
get some stuff.
Your own
What?
fridge.
Yeah, a small fridge. Yeah, a small fridge.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hopefully, hopefully
That's ideal. That's ideal.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Vlad,
more
go
in the
ahead.
kitchen type.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Vlad.
Yeah.
Well, ideal dream work from home setup. When it comes to meetings, I think I want to go to that Tony Stark level. I guess that
Uh huh.
there's a thing that I just discovered, like hologram meetings, like DVE hologram meetings. Like exactly. Thank you. Hope. I just hope is real. Elon Musk. I hope you develop your Stark suit. But I wanna upgraded. I want to have an upgraded office workroom or that has that DVE capabilities with holograms, and I can interact, so professionally, all good. Very techy per se, and also, I guess just my own electric bill that's paid. I guess all good. No expenses free, so I don't have to think about the bill. Um,
That's good.
Yeah, that's it. If I get the chance to have, my own stress-free working space, somewhere I can relieve my stress, like a gaming room, definitely one additional room for that. Like another one from Byron over there,
Yeah.
good one.
Yep. Yep. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So Vi, what's your ideal? If you have any more.
That's
Well,
it for me.
I'm actually
Mhm.
um I'm actually planning to get the ideal for me is to get another apartment really close to my house. I was actually thinking of getting the apartment right next to my unit right now, so I can convert it into an office. So that's for me a dream. It's actually more of a vanity already, just having a totally separate space. But I'm wanting, really, really wanting to do that. As something related to what Vlad is looking for, something like interactive. So it's my own Wi-Fi, right? It's
Mhm.
it's my house. I use Bixby a lot. Matter of fact, a lot of my meetings are Bixby. I interact with Bixby, so I just talk to my phone, She sets the meeting for me. She reminds me everything. She wakes me up. Sometimes she just reads the messages for me. So it's like having your own Friday or your own
Mhm.
Jarvis
Yep.
if you're using an Android phone. So
If I
Just
may,
say
it's
Bixby.
a poor man's Jarvis.
it actually is. So
Because
I just
Tony
said
Stark is
Bixby and my
rich,
phone
right?
started. See, it just said Bixby and started lighting up. So I kind of enjoy that a lot, and everything is tied up with my systems here, my TV.
Mhm.
And if I need to watch something, just blow it up. So, but again, going back, my dream office work from home is to have a separate apartment, um, entirely dedicated for work.
Mhm.
I mean, for my business and 24 HRPO, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go.
And last but not least, Cordell.
Actually, I think Princess's idea is ideal for
Like a
me.
kitchen too.
Yes, because I'm actually working in my bedroom, and the kitchen and the water dispenser and the coffee is downstairs, so I
Mhm.
have to go down. I think I would really appreciate it if it was just here. And
Mhm.
also, I would like a separate room, like an office space of
Mhm.
some sort, because I'm working in my room and my bed is just in front of me, and
Yep.
the temptation is
It's
just
pulling you.
sleep. Yes, exactly. So I think having like a separate room just for working would really increase my productivity, and
Mhm.
it would just get rid of all the temptation that I have. Yeah, that's all
Alright.
for
It's
me.
the
Yeah.
illusion of having a nicer ambiance, really.
Yep.
I think
Yes,
that's one
yes.
of the
Yeah.
biggest realization with the new normal.
Mhm.
One of the value adds when you're working in an office, and this is more on again for the industry leaders, is to understand that the value add we offer, like RPO companies like us, despite us being an offshore organization, is that our folks or our manpower normally works in the office. That's a value add. It gives more edge as far as having a professional team working there. Distractions, support, real time support is always there. So it's not just having a recruiter, but basically an entire organization, the infrastructure and the management support. So
Mhm.
just want to emphasize those things because those are the things that everybody I think is missing now. Whether you're an employee, a manager, a business owner, or an investor in the industry. So
Mhm.
Mm.
All right. Great points shared by our four panelists or our four guests for today. And guys, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you guys regarding this topic. And we hope, or I hope, that you can come back and talk to us with a different topic in the coming weeks. All right. Again, thank you very much. Much love to all of you guys, and I miss you. I miss all of you, really.
thanks, Joey.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Shout
Thanks
out
for
to
Cardell.
my
having us.
friends.
All right.
Hi everyone.
Guys.
Thanks to my sponsors.
All
Someone
right.
gave me
Thanks,
a
guys.
painting.
See you
So
soon.
All right.
Heart.
good night. Good
Good
morning.
night, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
So there you have it. We'd like to thank our guests for this day. We have Cardell, Vlad, Princess, and Byron for joining us this week. And like I mentioned, hopefully they can join us again on our next episodes of On Board. Right now, every week we'll be giving you a tip for the week or tip of the week. And for this week, since we are talking about working from home, our tip is set boundaries for your work and personal time. This is much like having a work-life balance when you're in the office, right? When you're at home, you tend to overwork. You tend to finish things outside of your working hours, and it's really unhealthy doing that. So we recommend that you set that boundary for work and personal time. Like I mentioned, work-life balance is still very important. So make sure that you finish your work on time so you can have your personal time still and do your activities that you're passionate about. Really. All right. And again, thank you very much for all of you who joined us today for our the people who commented on our comment section. Again, we are open for your questions and your topic suggestions for our next episode. So please do give us a comment, or do give us suggestions for what topics you want to talk about. And that's going to be it for me. My name is Joey, and thank you very much for joining me today. And we hope, or I hope, that you join us again on our next episode of On Board. Till then, like I always say on our huddle, stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy, and hustle up. Thank you very much. You have yourselves a wonderful day, guys.